Alright gang, it's time for rhythm lesson number 2. In this lesson we're going to be looking at syncopation using dotted rhythms and ties. So let's describe what syncopation actually means. Syncopation in music means any time that you take a weak beat and you focus on that or make it stronger. Normally strong beats would be the 1 and the 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Syncopation is when we take a different beat in there and draw more attention to that. So let's look at an example. In this top example right here, we have 4 regular quarter notes, and then we have 2 that are tied together. What this line under here means is that you play these 2 as if they were one note. So you take the value of both of those notes and tie them together. So, if this is our tempo, then the top one would be ta, 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 ta. Make sense? That's exactly the same thing as we would get on the second line here by drawing this as a half note. Now, the next line down, we have a little rhythmic insert here from Your Grace Is Enough. Here's an example of where we take a beat that's not a strong beat and we emphasize that. Here we have a tie at the end of a measure that carries over into the next. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and we tie from the and of 4 into beats 1 and 2 of the next measure. What this does is it makes this right here, the and of 4, a bigger deal, and it draws attention to that, and that's what we're talking about when we talk about syncopation. So let's play this and we'll get an example. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Your grace is enough. Your grace is enough. Does that make sense? That's what it means when we have ties. Now the next thing we're going to look at is dotted rhythms. Dotted rhythms are also pretty simple, and all that means is when you see a dot next to a note, you play for 1.5 times what that note would normally be worth. Here's what it looks like. On the top bar, you see a quarter note with a dot next to it. This means that instead of playing for 1 beat, you play for 1.5 beats. 1/4 plus 1/8 note value. This note right here is worth 1.5. Now the next line below, you see the same idea but done with a tie. Sometimes, depending on who's writing the chart, you can use either way. This also means 1/4 plus 1/8. Okay? This little passage here is from a famous Christmas song we all like to sing, Deck the Halls. Deck the halls with boughs of holly. Same thing here. Deck the halls. So, let's sing this together. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Deck the halls with boughs of holly. So we're going to show you a couple of examples of some rhythms and see if you can figure out what song this rhythm goes to. Okay, so here's our first one. Notice we have a lot of eighth notes, and a few times here we have ties. Right here and right here, these two measures are the same. Then this third measure, we have 2 ties. Alright, now if we play this with the metronome, just doing ta, here's what it would sound like. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ta 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 ta. Ta 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 ta. Ta 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 ta. Okay, does that sound familiar? Let's see if we put the words to it. So that rhythm is for the chorus on Our God. Let's do it again with the words. Our God is greater. Our God is stronger. God, you are higher than any other. Probably didn't think about the rhythms that went into it. You just sing it. But that's what it looks like. And whenever we understand both sides, from listening side and from a reading side, it'll make us better at being able to play these rhythms. Okay, let's look at another example. Okay, this one has a lot of eighth notes again. We have a pickup on the and of 3. 1, 2, 3, and. Then we have a tie here and here, and a very similar thing, actually exactly the same here and here. So let's tap this one out. We go 1, 2, 3. Ta 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 ta. Ta 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 ta. Okay? You have an idea of which one that is? Let's put the words to that. This is the chorus, or actually sort of the bridge for Unthinkable. Let's do it again with the words. Here we go. 1 and sing. I found forgiveness for a life of sin. You bring me healing in my brokenness. Okay, see how the syncopation works? So these notes that are tied together, there's a little extra emphasis. Forgiveness for a life of sin. These two notes of sin are pulled out, when actually they're not even regular downbeats. This is the and of 3 and the and of 4. So hopefully this will be a basic introduction. Many of you already know this stuff, and that's fine. Just skip on past it and get to the next lesson when it comes out. But if this is new to you, and if a lot of these ideas are sounding a little bit foreign, there are some other things that you can do to help practice and get ready. Here's a website I'd like you to check out. It's called practicesightreading.com. On the website, you can select the time signature that you want to practice, like 4/4. You can say the number of measures. Let's say we want to practice 4 measures. And then you can choose the difficulty level. And what we're working on in these lessons will be right around level 3, maybe 2.5 or 3. Let's look at level 3. Click Create Measures, and the website will create some practice measures for you. Down at the bottom there will be a little link where you can click to listen, and it will actually play the rhythms for you. That way you can practice them out and test and see if you're doing them right or not. So watch the video a little bit, see if those things make sense. Check out practicesightreading.com, and I would encourage you to listen to some of the songs that we're doing on a regular basis and try to listen for the spots where there's syncopation, where it sounds like there's a dotted rhythm or a tie. Thanks for watching this week's video. Hopefully it's helpful to you, and the very next one will be our last rhythm video for this series, so make sure to watch out for that.